So what is Grizzard's Farm? Well, if you read the description of the farm on the YouTube channel page, as it says, this farm was founded in 1936. My great-grandparents moved out here. My grandfather, who has since passed, was 6 years old, and the farm's undergone a lot of changes over the years, as a lot of places do. My grandfather passed away going on 4 years ago, and he was 90. So you can figure how long the farm's been in the family. We are a small farm. I guess some people would call this a hobby farm, although I wouldn't exactly call it a hobby, because owning a farm is it's challenging. A lot of people think you have some animals and, you know, some cows, goats, chickens, and that's it. But it is a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of frustration, and we are not big time farmers. This farm where I'm standing at now and where our houses are, where we live, used to be the fields that my great grandfather and my granddaddy and my great uncle, they all farmed this land. What we do now, we have a few cows. We actually have 5 or 6 cows now. No, actually we have 7 cows. Excuse me. But we are not in it for money. I can tell you that much. This is not a money-making venture. We do it mainly because, you know, it helps us keep the land. This farm's been in the family for a long time, and, you know, I want to keep it in the family. And, you know, it's hard to own land nowadays. Either you're going to farm it or you're going to plant pine trees on it, if you're going to be able to afford to keep it. And, you know, it's something that, you know, I'm always been passionate about. And you know, I have a 3-year-old. She's about to turn 4, and I have always felt that, you know, I had the opportunity to grow up on a farm. I think it teaches kids a lot, teaches adults a lot too. And, you know, I want my daughter to have that opportunity to grow up the way that I did. She might get older and realize, or say, you know, I have nothing to do with this. This is not what I want. You know, I don't want to be living on a farm, or I don't want to take care of animals. But right now she has a big interest in doing so. She loves the cows. She loves the tractors. She's always wanting to help. So, you know, that makes me feel good that she's like that. But, you know, I grew up with having goats. My granddaddy had goats. He had chickens. The goats and chickens are long gone. I think we might be getting some goats here in a few weeks for the first time in probably 20-something years. But we just have the 7 cows now and 2 donkeys. We bale our own hay, so we don't have to buy hay. So that helps, because, you know, grain, hay, feed, fuel, nothing is cheap. Nothing is cheap, especially now. So, you know, it really helps that we can grow our own hay. Now, granted, like I said, there's a lot of frustration in having a farm. Equipment tears up. Things don't go your way. You got a field, 3 days you get no rain, get ready to bale hay, and guess what? Thunderstorm pops up. It happens. It happens. So there's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of things that, you know, people don't realize that goes into doing this type of thing. So, you know what? The reason I've created the YouTube channel is because, you know, I think a lot of people have interest in these things. A lot of people like animals. Kids like tractors. A lot of people like the farm life. A lot of people wish they could live on a farm. Some people live on a farm, wish they weren't living on it. But, you know, I would not trade it for anything. So the videos that I'm going to do, you know, I'm going to hopefully introduce people. The plan, my goal is to introduce people to our animals, you know, how we do hay, how we take care of these animals, what it's like living on again, what some people would call a hobby farm. You know, we have full-time jobs. I have a full-time job. My daddy has a full-time job. Again, we're not in it for the money. You don't get into farming for money. You know, you can have a good year. Big farmers, they have good years. and they're riding high, and then sometimes the tides change, and weather, plant disease. I mean, there's just so many things that can go wrong farming. A lot of people, you take it for granted. You go to the grocery store, you buy meat, you buy vegetables. That stuff didn't just magically appear. There had to be a farmer, men, women, who grew those crops, and their lives depend on that. I'm thankful that I don't have to say, the hay that we grow or the cows that we raise, that's my livelihood. I don't have to. I don't have to say that, and I'm grateful for that. But one of the things that we started doing, and again, there'll be more videos on this, but about 3 years ago, we bought a square hay baler, John Deere. As a matter of fact, this is it right here. So can't really see it. It's covered up right now, but this is it. And we started doing square bales. My granddaddy had a square hay baler when I was, really small. I vaguely remember it. And I told my dad, I said, why don't we get one? Maybe we can sell some hay on the side. And that's what we do. I used to advertise it, but now we have 4 or 5 clients that, or people who do business with us who keep coming back for it. So we sell it for people who have cows and horses. Now, there's not a lot of farms here in Chatham County, Savannah anymore. So they're very far and few between. But we've been doing that for the last 3 years, and it's not an easy job. You either have to manually haul square bales out of the field. You got to stack them onto the trailer. You got to haul them out. You got to stack them again. Again, we're not a big operation, so we don't have all the fancy equipment. We can't afford all that. We're small time. We might get 600 bales, maybe more, maybe less, out of one of our big fields. So, it's a lot of work, and I don't know how much longer we'll be able to do it. My dad's not getting any younger. It's just me. We have bought a machine that helps us to get it out the fields, and we've put it to use last year, but we haven't used it in our big hay fields yet. And I'll introduce that at some point and let you see what that is, but and kind of learn how we do that. But it's we have that, and we have some good customers, and I said clients earlier. I meant customers. We have customers, but we like to think of them as friends, because they have done business with us over the last few years. And my thing is, I think everybody who wants to own animals should have that right. Unfortunately, it costs to have them. You go buy hay at a lot of these places. You can't go to certain places because you're going to pay a lot of money for it. Grain to feed cows, that stuff is not cheap. The last time I bought 2 bags of grain feed, I used to could get 2 for what I can get 1 bag now, and that was a year and a half ago, maybe, if that. So we do not overcharge for our hay. It's a fair price, but we don't overcharge, because I feel that if you want to own animals and you have the land to do it, you should be able to own them. So that is one thing that we like to help people have that opportunity. And by selling hay, we're not making a lot of money off of this. We're not making a killing off of it, but it allows people to live that dream if they want to have animals. And a lot of these people that buy hay from us, 2 or 3 of them one guy has kids, young kids, and the other guy has 2 small grandkids. So they're teaching those kids responsibility. They're teaching them, what it's like to have animals, to that experience. If you've never had them, it's farm animals. It's hard to know what I'm talking about unless you have them. And these kids have that opportunity because their parents, grandparents, they have the animals. And so I'm just glad that we can be a part of that and help these people to make that a reality, to be able to have them. So that's what we do. We bale hay for our own cows. We do the square bales, which we keep some of that for our own cows, but we sell the majority of it. And one thing that we're going to start possibly getting into is selling meat. So actually selling our cows for meat. This is something that we have never done, but I think there's demand for it. You know, a lot of people want to know that their meat is fresh. They want to know that though their meat that they just purchased, that cow had a good life. The cow was grazing. It wasn't locked up in a feed lot with 1,000 cows that can't even move. It wasn't. They know what that cow is fed: grass, hay, some grain. A lot of people like that, and that's something else that we feel that we can provide to people who want that. But again, we don't have a lot of farms here. You can't just. There's not many places you can buy fresh meat. So if we can provide that service to people, that's something that I'm very excited about doing. Hopefully very soon. And again, I'm going to introduce videos, a lot more to come. So I wanted to do this brief introduction. Of course, now it's going on 12 minutes, so I don't know if I'll call it all that brief, but just to give you a quick idea, let you know what we're about, what this farm is about, why I'm doing this YouTube channel, where all this came from. And, I love my granddaddy. I miss him every day. None of this would be possible without him. He had helped me so much in life, things that, things that it's real easy to take for granted if you're not careful sometimes. And I thank him for allowing me to be able to share this with my own family, and just very grateful for that opportunity. So stay tuned. I don't know a lot about YouTube channels and videos and stuff. I mean, I watch videos, but I never had a channel. I know people are always saying subscribe. So yeah, I mean, if maybe you think this is corny, maybe you like this, maybe you're sitting at home and say, hey, this is cool. I want to see how a small family farm operates. And we don't operate like everybody. Other people don't operate like us. We don't operate like them. But this is our life. This is our farm, and this is how we do it. So, I hope you get something out of these videos. Again, subscribe if you would like to, and stay tuned, because there will be more videos coming.